In this video, I'm going to share some of the secrets on getting clients over the phone. I've been making cold calls all of my career. I've probably done over 100,000 of them, and I've heard everything in those phone calls, from rejections to acceptance, and I've learned all the tips and tricks that I'm about to share with you that will enable you to be a successful person on the phone. The first advice I have for you is have a good product to sell. If you don't believe in what you're selling, then none of it matters. You have to truly believe that when you pick up that phone, you're about to share with the person on the other line something so great that they do not want to refuse. You have to believe in the product you're selling, and you have to believe in yourself. You have to make sure that you're presenting it not like a salesperson, but you're presenting it as a friend, calling your best friend and sharing with them an opportunity that they cannot miss. But let's actually dive into the technicalities of making cold calls. Obviously, you want to prepare before you even start. Have a call list of all the potential clients. Don't just randomly make phone calls thinking that someone's eventually going to pick up, because the less amount of times you're going to get rejected, the more motivated you're going to be to continue. The last thing you want to do is burn yourself out. So do your due diligence before you even start making the cold calls by realizing who is your product for, who is the best suited for it. Not only that, try to actually get the decision makers on the phone. So you have to really do your homework, and you have to decide who you're going to call and how you're going to get to them. For example, I used to sell DVDs to convenience stores, and I would make the initial phone call to the store itself in the location, in the region where we were distributing our product. I really did believe in those DVDs because we were very unique in our market segment. There were $1.99 DVDs sold in convenience stores of old recycled movies, but nevertheless, for $1.99, I knew it was the best deal possible. Not only that, we're selling it on consignment, so the customer that I'd be talking to, he had nothing to lose. So I was really excited to get them on the line and explain to them that they have an opportunity to get a great product that would attract customers to their store, and it wouldn't even cost them anything, and it would generate them revenue. So it was upside upon upside upon upside. Obviously, there's always some downside. For example, the DVDs would take up counter space, and we'd have to get their payment information just in case that we don't want them to take our product and disappear. So there's always some kind of a resistance going on. I'd say actually the hardest part was getting the owner of the store on the line. Whenever you call a convenience store, initially you're going to get a clerk answering the phone. So how do you get past that gatekeeper? When they pick up the phone, you might not even know who the owner is. Unfortunately, at the time, my company did not provide me with the names of the owners of those stores. All I had were phone numbers and names of convenience stores that I was supposed to target. This was not my business. I probably would have done a little bit more research before making calls, but nevertheless, that did not deter me. When they picked up the phone, I said, "Who's the owner?" Sometimes they would be resistant to tell me, but usually I'd get the name. I'd write down the name. I'd call a few days later asking for that person, and I ask in a tone of voice as if I'm calling my friend. Not that I'm gonna make a sale. Let's say they told me the owner's name is John. I'd call back, say, "Hey, is John available right now?" Say, "Who's calling?" "Oh no, I have something to discuss with them." "What are you calling about?" "It's a business matter." And note that I'm not lying. At any point in making sales calls are you supposed to lie ever. In fact, I'm a religious person. I don't recommend to you lying for the sake of selling. That is absolute no. I believe in karma. I believe it's going to get back at you. Be honest, but the way you present that truth can be very unique. For example, although I did not know the person, I sounded like I know them, but I never at any point said I know them. I would say their name, that I do know, and I said I had a personal matter to discuss with them, a personal business matter. So it sounds more legit. I'm not just saying without confidence, "Oh, may I please talk to John?" No. I need to speak with John. Is he available right now? Sometimes they say, no, he's not in the store, which was actually often the case. Probably 30% of the time the owner was actually in the store. Some of these smaller convenience stores have the owners actually working in them, which was great, but most of the time that wasn't the case. So then I'd say, "What's his cell phone number?" "I don't have it handy." I'm not saying that I knew it prior. I'm just saying I don't have it handy, which is true, but it may sound to the other person as if I'm saying, "I normally have it, I just don't have it now." If you sound confident enough, they'll give you the number. Now, I don't encourage you to abuse the trust with that number. Like when you get somebody's cell phone number, you don't want to call him and upset them, I usually would get that cell phone number and I'd call on that number and I'd talk to them again as if I'm talking to my best friend. I would never annoy anybody. I would never try to really persist when they don't want it. I would just call them and say, hey, John, I have a great offer for you. You're the owner of this convenience store, and I have an unbelievable product that's going to attract a lot of customers to your store, not going to require any payment. You want to basically give your pitch in the first 5 to 10 seconds because you're probably not going to have that opportunity the moment they realize it's a sales call. The moment they realize it's a sales call, their defense is up already. So you're going to have to give that sales pitch in the first 5 to 10 seconds, and then you wait and pause and see how they respond. If they've actually processed the information correctly, that there is no risk, it's a great product, they might be positive enough to respond back and ask questions. Once they ask questions, then you're already talking calmly and more passively, less aggressive. The first 5 seconds are aggressive, the rest is more casual. Again, like you're talking to your friend, talking to an equal. That's another thing I have to emphasize, as if you're talking to an equal. You do not want to sound like somebody that's under them or over them, for that matter. Like you're talking to a friend. You're calling a friend because you have an offer for them that will benefit them first. You second. you should benefit yourself as well, obviously. But it truly has to benefit them. And in some cases, what I was selling, it wasn't the right fit for the customer. And not just DVDs, and all other products that I've sold over the years. And that's that. You move on to the next one. You don't let that discourage you. Even if people are nasty to you, don't let that discourage you. Now, sometimes I've realized that some of the services or products I was selling were absolutely perfect, but the person wasn't in the mood to listen. And again, that just happens. You have to accept it. It's not the right time. What do? You don't give up on them. Now, you know in your heart that they are a ideal candidate for that service. So you just gotta try them again when they're in better mood. Remember, they're real people just like you. They wake up in the morning, they might be sleepy, they might have had a fight with their spouse, they could have had so many things happen to them. Don't judge them. If they're in a bad mood, just wait for them to be in a good mood. And I'll be honest with you, most of the sales come from luck. You just have to reach the right person at the right time. But the key is persistence. As long as you're making enough calls, those sales will come. Now, the better you are, the more you're going to close, the faster you're going to close them. You want to shorten that sales cycle to as short as possible. You want to be on the phone for the least amount of time so you can make more phone calls. That's, I think, obvious. But nevertheless, just don't forget, you have to keep trying and you have to keep going. And no matter how many rejections you get, just keep going. Tell you another secret. You know, this company that I've started, 3D Media, that we're an award-winning company known all over the world. I have thousands of customers. How do you think I started this company? Through making cold calls. That's something I knew before I even started the company. I didn't have money for fancy advertising, although that's what we do now, ironically, but I didn't have money for any of that. All I had money for was buying my equipment and having the vision. I was broke when I started the business. So what was I supposed to do? I picked up the phone, I identified who I was going to call. Actually, the first service, let me give you a little bit of a background. The first service that I was selling were virtual tours. At the time, not many people knew about them, and I really saw the vision that this is the future, that the virtual tours are going to be the thing, and I believe that any real estate agent needs them. Like when you're selling a property, you should have a virtual tour. So I had to do a little bit of an education for them. Anyways, long story short, guess what? The very first call that I made turned into a sale. The very first call. I got lucky, yes. First of all, getting the guy on the line. That's half the time people don't pick up their phones. Second, I got the guy that was ready, mentally, in a good state of mind to listen to me. But third, I was just like spot on. I had my verbiage ready to go. I knew what I was going to say, and I got him to agree. And of course, I gave him a good deal. This was my first sale. That's another advice I'm going to give you. Even when you're just starting out, don't think about profits. Think about making a sale. Don't give away your service for free, because free sounds sketchy. Free sounds fake. You just show them value. You have value that you're going to give them. Discounted service. Not free, great value. The only free thing is cheese in a mousetrap. Remember that. I called the guy. I said, hi, I see you're a realtor. You have a beautiful listing. Oh, by the way, going back to my principles, I identified who I was going to call beforehand by checking out all the realtors in their area that had nice listings, right? Because I'm going to sell them on a virtual tour. And I knew that they did not have a virtual tour before making the call. So anyways, I don't remember the guy's name now, but I called him, said, hey, John, see you have a beautiful listing in Laguna Beach. I notice you don't have a virtual tour. I happen to make virtual tours. I'm one of the only people doing it right now in Orange County. I'll give you an amazing deal for your listing. Like, what's a virtual tour? I said, well, it's a 3D tour. We capture the property. You can spin it from every angle. It's like the next thing. It's really cool. It's going to help you in your next listing presentation, and it's going to help you sell this property very fast. And guess what? I want to give you a really good deal because I'm starting this business. I'm prepared to give you an offer you can't refuse. How about $150? Like, can you come tomorrow? You better believe it. I'm going to be there tomorrow. So anyways, that was my first sale. I went there, I did it, and it gave me so much motivational boost. I think my third phone call turned into be a sale. Then I had 2 weeks of no sales. That didn't discourage me. And then I continued and I built hundreds of customers this way. The point I'm making is just, first of all, make calls. Second of all, know who you're calling. Third of all, be confident. Actually, here's the fourth and final secret I'm going to share with you. And this is a personal matter, okay? I believe in God. And I think to me, that's very, very important. If you don't believe in God, that's okay. I'm not judging anybody. But if you do believe in God, which I think most people do, realize that He is your partner in everything you do. If you truly believe in God, then you have to believe that God is good, right? Who wants to believe in a bad God? There's one God and He is good. He wants to give you good. He wants to make you successful. So before you go on your sales, this actually advice goes outside of just making sales calls. In general, in life, before you do anything, consult with your creator. He is your business partner. He's your life coach. He's your guardian. He is everything. So what did I do before making that first call? I said, God, I really need this. I'm on my path to start my business. I want to do something that's going to support my family. You want me to have a family. That's something in every religion. You're supposed to get married, have to have kids. Supporting your family is necessities of life. Obviously, you want me to be successful in that. So all I ask is just make it easier for me. Please be with me. Make me successful, and I'll pay back my debt. I'll definitely use this business as a platform to do good things in the future. And sure enough, if you follow us, you'll know that we donate a lot and we talk about God as I think as a matter of fact is true. That's what actually one of the deals I made with him. If you make me successful, I'll publicize that. And sure enough, he did. And here I am talking about it now. Thank you, God. Thank you, Hashem, for allowing me to do this. And I really hope I encourage you to go out there, earn a livelihood. It's a necessity for every human being. Be honest in doing it. Be courageous. Make those calls. If you have any questions, let me know. Any way I can help, I'll help. If you have a budget for advertising, look, I think advertising is honestly the easier way to get started. Making sales calls is very tough, not for everybody, but I happen to have the only option for me was that. If you have money for advertising, do that. In fact, give us a call. I've helped so many businesses get started just through ads. They didn't need to make sales calls. It's a lot easier to make the sale when someone's calling you rather than you calling them. Make sure to like this video. It's really going to help it push to other people. So subscribe. Thank you very much.